and welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey, and today these are the necklaces that I will be making. Most of the components came from the Autumn Tones treasure bag from GGC Beginning Beaters, and I have to say, I absolutely love the way these came out. I know that sometimes when it comes to jewelry pieces that, you want to be big, bold, statement pieces, and I mean, absolutely, I'm certainly all for that. But like these, I also think that sometimes you just want to go just a little bit more simple. And for GGC's treasure bag, she has so many wonderful, high quality pendant type beads that just do the speaking for it. You don't need to worry about having that statement piece or trying to make it be a statement piece. The beads do it for you. And one other thing I want to point out, for these pieces, I used some of these really pretty spacer beads from bbcraft.com. They're these 6-point ball spacer beads right here. And in the other piece, I used a few more of them. And I have to say, I really like these as well. Just that little bit extra touch kind of adds some texture to the piece. I definitely recommend checking out bbcraft.com. I will have all of the information below. If you would like to see how these necklaces came about, then stay tuned. All right, so we're going to get into it, and I'm going to start with the tools that I will be using. I have 2 sets of chain nose pliers, 1 set of cutters, and 1 set of crimping pliers. And I want to mention my tool set. This is the Casual Comfort tool set. I highly recommend this tool set. It is incredibly high quality, well made, very sturdy tools. And the biggest thing for me is they have adult size grips. As the name suggests, they are incredibly comfortable to use, and I will have these linked down below along with everything else I use in the video that did not come from the treasure bag. And even if you don't get these tools, I highly recommend just investing in your tools. For me, finding a tool set that just worked for me was an absolute game changer in making jewelry. I will also be using 49 strand bead along wire in the color Bright, which is this silver color. And I know you can see all this antique bronze down here, but once everything is made, you'll notice that you won't even notice that the color of the wire is silver. I want to show you one that I have already made. So I absolutely loved this heart pendant. And I really wanted it to be the focal. So I know I showed this in the intro, but I made this one off camera and I just love the way that it came out. And the necklace part of it is dominantly just chain, and it's got the embellishment there at the bottom. I absolutely love these cone bead caps, and I just really wanted the focus to be that beautifully designed heart pendant. So here is the first one that I made, pendant necklace using GGC's treasure bag. Now, along with the items in the treasure bag, I also used these spacer beads from bbcraft.com. I love these spacer beads. It just adds that little extra touch to the design. Really stands out, just gives it that little bit of texture that makes it look just a little bit nicer. So I really feel like this was a beautiful combination. And here is that spacer bead on its own. You can see it's kind of that 6-point spacer bead, but it just turned out really nice. And those spacer beads come in the one that I ordered in 8 different finishes. So I love when I get different metal components. If I can get that same metal component in several different finishes, then I know that I can use it in multiple different jewelry pieces, and I'm not limited to just 1 or 2 different finishes. So again, here's the first one that I made. And the one I'm going to make in this video today has this absolutely beautiful pendant bead. It is, I just love that wonderful, wonderful champagne type color. And it comes with that intricately designed bail. And I just think I couldn't not use this particular pendant. This was just too beautiful to not showcase in a video. I'm also using these twist beads, and you can see as I do it this way, the twist design in that bead, and the way that they match the color in this pendant, again, it's just perfect. I love the way that looks. And I'm also using these 6mm pearls, and everything else came from my own stash, except for the chain. The chain came from the treasure bag, that textured chain, really, really pretty. And everything else came from my own stash. So I have the 3mm spacers. So I have these 5-point bead caps. And then, of course, all the findings, which would be wire guardians, jump rings, crimp covers, crimp tubes. And then, of course, I have a lobster clasp. So here we go. So here is how I start a strand. I'm going to put on a crimp tube, a jump ring, and a wire guardian. Put it through one side, wrap it around, put it through the other. You want to make sure that jump ring goes up in the wire guardian. I'm going to pinch that wire guardian closed with my fingers and have both ends of the wire go through that crimp tube. Now I'm going to pull on the longer side so the tail isn't quite so long. And I know these pieces are small, but I want to make sure that I separate those wires so they're not crossed under that crimp tube. Pull on that one. I'm going to go in with my crimping pliers into that second groove. Give it a good smash. Get that taco shape. Turn it on its side. Go into the first groove. Give it another smash. And that gets it pretty good. But I'm going to go in with that flat part on the end. Give it the final smash. And that makes it nice and snug. So I'm going to hold that by the jump ring over here. And I'm going to take the crimp cover. And I'm going to place it on that smashed crimp tube. And then flip it up. Go in with my chain nose pliers, give it a gentle smash. Go front to back. Give it that round shape. And that's how I start each strand. So now it's just the order of the beads. And I'm going to start with the bead cap facing up, pearl bead, bead cap facing down, 3mm spacer. Then I'm going to come down here and make sure that tail is tucked in all of these beads, just like that. And I like how that crimp cover gives that illusion of the first bead, especially when you use these 3mm spacers. So now I'm going to use one of the twist beads and then one of the 6-point spacers and then a very large 6mm spacer. So this is what the one side is going to look like. And again, I like how those spacers play off of those bead caps. I think it just goes really nice together. So now, the bail in this is very large. As you can see, the opening, and it goes straight across. And of course, you can see through it pretty well. So what I've decided to do is put some 3mm spacers across. So here is what it looks like. I have 6 of those 3mm spacers going across. Now, when I put this bail on, I'll make sure the bail goes through, it's going to go over those spacers. And of course, it's going to stop on that larger 6mm spacer. So you can see it through there, and those spacer beads look much better than just having that wire going across. So you'll have it like this on one side, and then the spacers through, and anybody just looking at the necklace as a whole is not going to really notice those spacers, underneath that bail. But anybody that could, if somebody liked your necklace and they wanted to take a closer look at it, that wire straight across wouldn't necessarily look quite as nice as the correct color metal underneath. So I have those spacers going across, and I'm going to do this same design on this side over here, and then we'll meet back up. All right, so here is how this looks, and even before it's done, I just think these are so beautiful. I don't know that I could recommend GGC's treasure bags any more than I try to, because I have yet to even be slightly disappointed. I'm usually super excited, and that just looks so pretty. So now we are going to close it off on this side. So I'm going to put on a crimp tube, jump ring, and wire guardian. And you want to make sure that jump ring goes up in that wire guardian. And I'm going to pinch it closed with my fingers. And then you want to make sure both ends of the wire go through that crimp tube. And we're going to pull it down. All right, and I'll put that tail through the first couple of beads. All right, and then we're going to pull it kind of snug. And here's where you want to have that balance, because definitely want it snug, but you want it to have that flexibility. So I'm going to go in with those crimping pliers into that second groove, just like that. Get that taco shape. Turn it on its side. Go into that first groove. Give it another smash, and that gets it pretty good. But I always like to go with that flat part on the end. Give it that final smash, and that makes it nice and snug. So I'm going to hold it by the jump ring over here, take that crimp cover, put it on top of that smashed crimp tube, flip it up, go in with my chain nose pliers, and give it a gentle smash. And I'm going to go front to back. There you go. I'm going to take my cutters, get as close to that tail as I can, and then go in there and just kind of tuck that tail into the next bead. So here we go. Now we're going to add on that chain. So for purposes of length, I get this question a lot. I have about 7.5 inches of chain, just a little bit over 7.5 inches of chain, and I have 2 of those, so that's going to be 15 inches or just a little bit over. And then this right here is approximately 3 inches. So that is how long this is. So I'm going to take one of the jump rings on the end, open it, put it onto the last link in the chain, close that jump ring, do the same thing on the other side. All right, so now I'm going to take another jump ring and put the opposite last link on the jump ring, and then put on the lobster clasp and close that jump ring. And then I'm going to take the last jump ring, put the last link on that jump ring on the other chain, and close that jump ring and close it, and there's the final piece. So now I have my 2 beautiful pendant necklaces. Very, very happy with them, and I'm going to set them up on the display so we can see them better. Okay, so here they are, and I am so happy with how they came out. Let's zoom in on them. Here's the one that I made before, and I just absolutely love the intricate detail in that pendant. It's so pretty. And you add that detail from those cone bead caps. I just love the way this came together. And then, of course, that last little bit, those 6-point spacer beads that I received from bbcraft.com, they just give it that last little touch. Add that little bit of texture. Really, really nice. And then we zoom in on this one. This beautiful, beautiful pendant bead matches absolutely beautifully with those twist beads as well. And then the intricate detail of that bail, just so, so pretty. And of course the same spacer beads from BB Craft. And if you are interested in checking out GGC's treasure bags, I will have all the information in the description box below. I know she does not have an automatic subscription, but she does have a sign up for a notification for when her treasure bags come out. So I will tell you that they sell out very, very quickly. Now I know this Autumn Tones one is already sold out, but as of right now, when I am filming this video, her current holiday treasure bag is still available. So definitely check that out. And if you still see it available, you might want to snatch that up because it will sell out very, very quickly. And if you are interested in checking out bbcraft.com, I will also have that information in the description box below. So if you like this video and you want to see other videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and give me a like. Leave a comment. I absolutely love reading my comments. You guys are so, so kind. And I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.